Let me give you a quick tip and a life hack. You need to ask yourself why you do the things that you do. That is because doing that question to yourself will help you to clarify many different things in your life. It will also let you know what it is that you're missing in order to include it on your plan, in your recipe for success. So anything that you're trying to do right now with your life, you need to ask yourself why you do that. What do you think that you have set up yourself to do is the best thing that you can do, and be really convinced with the question. I think that the source of confusion and deception and also disappointment that we experience in our lives, in this human condition that we live in, it's primarily because we don't ask ourselves why we do the things that we do. It can be something simple like waking up in the morning, why you do that, why you don't wake up later than that. Or maybe it is because why you work in a certain line of business instead of a different one, or why are you pursuing for a career path and not another one. I don't know, it's you put the name on it. The point being that asking yourself why helps you gain a lot of perspective on the things you're missing and the things that are creating a lot of confusion within yourself. Just to give you an example, about 2 years ago, I was in a position where I was in indecision about continuing with the creation of these videos, and that was because I wasn't clear about what was the purpose of making them in the first place. So I asked myself for a long time before making another video what was my real reason for doing this. And I found out that, at least from my personal point of view, the reason why I make them, it's because I want to get feedback from the audience on these important topics or important questions that I find myself in all the time. Generally speaking, when I'm making a video, I do it about a topic that I have thought a very long time before, and that I see myself like having a really convincing answer, at least for myself, about what do I do it. And particularly I'm talking about the videos, the reason why I do them, it's because again I want to gain perspective about the topics that I talk to, and I think that talking about them gives me a more skill in the articulation of these ideas. Now also, I think that by making sense of these ideas and by showing them to the audience, which is you, I can get a lot of insights from you and a lot of opinions, a lot of feedback, and those ideas that I present to you, they can be analyzed by you, and then you basically just tell me what is it you think about it. Because after all, I would be such a fool if I consider my truth the only one truth out there, which is something related to what I was talking about in the last video when we were exploring why you should go your own way and stop hearing about what the other people has to say about your life. So when you sit down and you honestly ask yourself and sit down until you get the answer to the question why you do certain things in your life, you will see that some of them maybe have no point at all in your life, and they are such a waste of time, and they're just deploring your life instead of making you growth, which is at the end what you're looking after if you want to get your goals just the way that you have set up them. So here's something else that I think is important to consider, and it is that you don't have to have a real convincing answer to the question of why you do certain things at the beginning, because after all, that is an iterative process, meaning that you have to come over and over again, and sometimes it takes days, it takes weeks, it takes years for you to clarify what it is that you really think about a specific area of your life. So don't hurry up. It's not a thing that you can answer quickly. I'm not saying it cannot happen, because of course it can happen if you're one of those persons that happen to have a realization, kind of a mind-blowing experience where you then suddenly understand everything that is happening to your life. Then it's good for you. Take advantage of it and really enjoy it, because not all of us have had the chance to experience something like that. So it is very useful for you to ask yourself why. Here's how I think that you should start making that. First, you need to start with the basic. Ask yourself why you think whatever it is that you think as your real truth. What is it that you believe that is something that has been taught to you over the years that maybe it's not convincing you anymore? And ask yourself really why it is that you still believe that, and what it is that you follow those principles as a basis for your behavior, for your actions. And by doing this over and over again, it's not something that you will be able to answer at the very beginning. Perhaps you will ask this one time and then you will get confused. But then go back and ask the same question. Why do I believe this to be real? Why do I believe this to be truth? And then start paying attention to the kind of reactions you have, the feelings that comes out to the surface when you think about that, and then analyze and select the things that you really want to feel or think, and then start disposing out of those things that you don't want to have them anymore. But it will be hard. It will be a really tough time for you to sit down and ask this question. But you will find yourself really out of this absurdity that is life, out of this confusion that this absurdity creates. And that is what I think will give you a better insight and perspective, and will let you know what it is that you're missing, so you then can add it to your life and be a better person. So let's try that. Again, my intention here is not to provide you any kind of advice or counsel for your life. I don't want to be held accountable for anything that happens to you. But I don't think that by doing this practice you'll get into trouble at all. It's just that's a disclaimer, because after all, I'm not a professional on this area, or psychology or psychotherapy or anything alike. I'm just a person that is sharing with you his own experience, and hoping that out of that experience that I'm sharing with you, you can then get your own conclusions about life. And the particular one that I want to bring to the table for your consideration today, it's that you can ask yourself why you do the things that you're doing, so then you can have a better understanding about what you do, and by consequence you get more control about the results that you want to get in your life and really get them. But you are not going to be able to do that if you don't know why you do the things that you do in the first place. So let's do that. Let's explore that. Let me your comments on the section below, and see what we can come out from it. And congratulations for you. Today is the best day of the rest of your life, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. Bye.